Think you're an old soul? Here's how to tell. I never felt a real kinship with my generation. There was always this disconnect. I felt older than my years. Out of sync with my peers. Like I was from a different time. I am an old soul. Perhaps you are, too. The origins of old soul come from a 1708 English nursery rhyme. Old King Cole was a merry old soul. Nowadays, the meaning has evolved to encompass folks who possess wisdom well beyond their years. In the simplest of terms, old souls are individuals who have traveled many paths, lived many different lives, even if they can't recall any of those past lives. Old souls gather tremendous experience and spiritual development through the sum of all their soul journeys. And their values and world perspectives are highly influenced by the wisdom amassed across all these lifetimes. Most have known they were old souls since they were kids. This was my experience. How about you? When they're young, old souls are acutely aware that their worldview is unique, especially when compared to their friends. They have a deeper level of understanding that stretches beyond what most people can understand or even comprehend. Old souls are rare and wonderful creatures. They're more emotionally in tune with themselves, others and nature, and can relate to things they haven't personally experienced, at least in their current lifetime. They're likely to be empaths to the core. Plus, they're keen on all things pertaining to the human condition, which makes them able to use their intuition to guide important life decisions. Old souls walk their own path in life and often feel like an outsider looking in. They battle a longing to return to the past as they seek present fulfillment. Difference between young souls. Old souls. All souls are special. That's absolute. And all souls are relatively the same age when it comes to measurement of time. Meaning that a 20-year-old young soul is the same age as a 20-year-old old soul in the earthly world. But the old soul carries with him or her more life experiences. Literally. That's because the old soul has had more soul journeys and spent more lifetimes here on earth. Spiritually speaking, a young soul holds a more outward perspective and is likely to be attracted to power, wealth and fame. In contrast, an old soul turns inwards and steers toward a life of peace and happiness. An old soul doesn't let modern notions of wealth and success govern his or her direction. He or she also understands what it means to give, and is more likely to be called to serve others because of a profound connection to the human condition. Could you be an old soul waiting to discover your innermost truth? Here are some of the telltale signs commonly shared by old souls. 1. You tend to keep to yourself. Introvert much? Yeah, me too. As a child, you may have been on the quieter side. Chances are you were also studious. But that's only the beginning. The proverbial black sheeps. Old souls defy convention in favor of blazing their own trail. Many people have difficulty relating to an old soul. That's because an old soul's perspective is so wildly deep, it can be harder for younger souls to wrap their mind around. Even though you may be able to relate to the human condition, you may have a tough time connecting with people eye to eye. You just view the world differently than most. You prefer to keep to yourself because it feels more authentic and peaceful. You can find contentment in simply being yourself, too. You can handle hearing hard truths. The truth hurts. Well, for some of us. But if you're an old soul, you're built to deal with hearing words that are otherwise unpleasant to others. You're realistic about the realities of life and can accept the way things are with the utmost resiliency. 3. You've experienced more than one existential crisis. Admittedly, this one is not the most fun while you're going through it. Though you've grown in spiritual maturity, you still continue to seek answers about your life purpose and are on a never-ending quest for love, freedom and truth. You often wonder what life's really about, and how you can shape your destiny. 4. Introspection is a way of life. As an old soul, you tend to contemplate everything. And I mean everything. You dig deep inside yourself for meaningful answers. Personality tests. Bring them on, they're especially fun for you because they help you learn more about your true nature. You also make sure to carve out time to reflect on your decisions, even those made years ago. And you're careful to connect your choices to your present situation. 5. You don't ask why. Why bother? Old souls tend to rely on their experience and intuition to make decisions, so it's rare for you to even ask why. You tend to already have a deeper understanding of how and why things work the way they do, so you don't waste time trying to justify decisions to anyone. Rather, you believe you can make better use of your time by just cutting to the chase. 6. You crave nostalgia. Old souls maintain a strong connection to the past, which is why you may be particularly in tune with older music, retro home fashions and antiques. Old books. Old cars. Yes and yes, you don't feel the need to go out of your way to modernize yourself. Instead, you enjoy and appreciate the richness of history, and the need to respect and recognize its value. 7. You're not a trend chaser. Sure, you may embrace newer technologies, like a smartphone or tablet. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that doesn't mean that folks will find you first in line to score that just out gadget or the latest fad to hit the market. 8. You enjoy the company of those older than you. Very simply, you cherish the stories and insights of your elders. There's so much wisdom. From wartime accounts to stories of love lost, you enjoy hearing about times gone by. 9. You never tire of learning. Learning fatigue? Not you, dear old soul. You may even call yourself a lifelong student, and there's no truer statement. And we're not just talking about academic knowledge here. You're also interested in spiritual knowledge and may be attracted to all things metaphysical. Old souls love knowledge for knowledge's sake. It often helps you to better connect to your present self. Learning is a natural part of growth, and growth is part of living. Even if this knowledge doesn't lead to anything greater than your own satisfaction, you still take time to appreciate newly acquired information, embrace your old soul. We all travel down different spiritual paths, and the path of the old soul is certainly a special one. Being an old soul isn't always easy. Not everyone understands you, and they may dismiss your views because of this misunderstanding, but once you recognize that you're an old soul, you can become even more in touch with yourself and your life's purpose. Are you a kindred spirit? A fellow old soul? Let me know in the comments.